Hello. Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? Hi. Hi to the one person who said hi so far. Hello. There's a few more highs. Yay. We got some people here today. Alright, we'll wait like 1 minute, and then I'll do my usual spiel of my announcements for the day. We'll wait for everyone to get here though. How was my day? Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. It's supposed to be windy, but I haven't heard too much wind. So that's good. If it starts getting really loud, then I'll have to close my window. Hopefully I don't have to do that though, because it gets pretty hot in here and I can't have a fan on when I'm streaming. So if I start sweating, you know why. Is it raining where I'm at? No, it rained last night, but it's not raining right now. It's not supposed to rain. It's just supposed to be really windy today. It's my favorite color, green. Green is my favorite color. Yeah. It's pretty cool. All right. So we've got a good amount of people here. So, since I've been getting a lot of new viewers recently, let me just say, this stream has nothing to do with Miraculous. It doesn't have anything to do with Miraculous in any way, okay? So, basically what this is I started a series a while ago where we were like, all right, let's make our own show. And that's what we're doing. So, it doesn't have anything to do with Miraculous. Please don't talk about Miraculous in the chat, because when we're talking in the chat, we want it to be about what we're actually doing on stream, because this is sort of like a collaboration kind of thing. So, yeah, just no Miraculous today. Yeah, so hopefully people... I have to say that every week now, because we've been getting a lot of new viewers, so... yeah. So, today we're continuing on the map. Last week, we almost finished the main map. The reason I say almost finished is because, well, obviously we're going to have things that we're going to change in the future. But for now, we just need to, today we need to go over it and just like review it and make sure it looks all good. And then once we're done with that, I will pull up, I started the King's Island. So I just blew up the King's Island, and we're going to do that. So that's good. Also, there will not be a stream next week because I believe it is Easter next week, next Sunday. So, yeah, no stream next week either. So, yeah, I think that's everything I had to say for today. So we can just go ahead and get right into the map for today. So let's go check this out. Boom! We got our map. And I will say, each week that I look at this, like, each week after the stream, it's like, I don't know. But when I look at it for the first time, the next week, I'm like, I'm liking this. This is looking pretty good. So I'm really liking the way that this map turned out. I think it looks pretty good. So yeah, I just wanted to go through like each of the islands. I don't expect there to be anything that we need to change, especially since like this is just like a rough draft, right? Well, it's a little, it's not like a super rough draft, but like obviously things are going to be changed, and this is just like a rough idea of like the villages and stuff like that. There might actually be a little too much here. I don't know. We'll have to see. But obviously this is just supposed to give us an idea for the big overhead. Then once we dive into the individual maps for the individual islands, we will be able to more accurately put in assets that match what we want it to actually be, instead of it just being like a general idea. Hey Code, welcome. So, what are we doing today? We are... Oh, we dipped a little bit there. Hopefully, we're gonna have issues again. I don't know why. Okay, page turner. We have a recap stream. I would recommend looking for the playlist on this channel titled like page turner recaps, and then in there we have, there's a few like big recaps that are like 2 hours long. So I would recommend watching Are we... Why are we doing this? Why are you dipping? OBS, stop being stupid. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's giving me the red, which is not good. So all right. I don't know. OBS just likes to be stupid. They need to fix their updates or something. I don't know. Hopefully that fixed it. All I did was stop the stream and start it again. This is not a good sign though if we're already having issues. So hopefully they do not continue. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, go find the playlist number 17 and 34. Thank you, Code Mari. I would go watch those two because those like recap basically everything. So yeah, I'd recommend going through those. And then if you want to watch the individual recap videos, which is a recap of each of the stream that we do each week, I would recommend doing that as well. Okay, so is there anything that we should take a look at with this map? Is there anything like, okay, the farm island I would say is the most incomplete one, but honestly I don't even know what to do for the farm island because it's farms. Like, I mean, we have these, but we don't need to fill up the entire island with those. So we got our little markets up here. So honestly I don't think we need to do too much with that. Is there any other like island that stands out to someone that's like, all right, we need to fix this, or we need to add this, or we need to change this? Is it lagging again? Hopefully it's not lagging. OBS is not showing any lag on my end, so I don't know. It was. Oh boy. Sorry. I don't know why it does that. OBS just stupid sometimes. It's not my internet either. It's just OBS. So I don't know. So I will take the silence. I feel like farm is the only one that needs a bit, but we don't really need to do that. Right. I suppose, like, maybe just to make it feel a little bit better, we can just add, like, a few little houses. Maybe. There's some good ones that we could use. Hey, Rolunix. Add more water to the farm island. Yeah. Oh, that's a good point. The thing is, though, I think the water might need to be added once we blow up the islands, because when we blow up the islands, then we can see... Why are the symbols not loading? Hello? Oh, because I didn't press that. Because this is, like, big water. Like these are, like, really big, like, ponds and stuff like that. But once you zoom in... Like, there are going to be a lot of, like, little lakes that are just going to be too small for the scale of how big this is. So, like, these are just, like, really big lakes. So I think, yes, I agree we need to add more water and lakes and stuff like that. But I think those are going to be added once we zoom in on each of the islands. So we will definitely keep that in mind when we are doing the islands individually. Alright, here's the good, Alright, I say we just add some of these little guys in here. Just to show, like, we've got little settlements all around here. Little farming settlements. It doesn't do too much, but... Or maybe instead of that, we can just do this. We can add some of these. There we go. We'll just add a few more of these sporadically. Show that this is just like farms. Okay. I'm good with that. Still doesn't look super great, but it's fine. So I plan to take each island and scale it. Okay, here's the thing. We're not going to do a stream for each one. I don't know. Those are going to be mostly off stream. We're going to start the King's Island, though, because I feel like the King's Island is the most important one. Because that's where we're going to spend most of our time, so I want to do that one and make it perfect. But, you know, the normal island will maybe be there for a little bit, but it's not super important, right? So having this is good, but it's not super important that we do every single thing in like supreme detail. So we're gonna do the King's Island because we're gonna spend most of our time there. And then there will probably be like another island that we do in detail if we spend a lot of time there, etc. Monster Island, maybe if they go there, I'm not sure. But for the most part, we just needed this general outline so that way we can get an idea of like what we can expect here. For the Research Island, for example, or if they go to the Pastel Island, we know sort of like the lake and there's like a town here or something. So maybe they'll go visit this town and go on the lake and maybe go visit this house and then they'll leave from here and then they'll have to take a trip around or something like that. So, is it lagging again? It doesn't show any lag for me. But yeah, we needed a general gist for this island, and then King's Island, we definitely need more detail for that. Oh, where's the Poppleberry farm? That's somewhere on the farm island. I don't know where. Maybe if Poppleberries are like infectious and they take over other plants, maybe they'll be like right here. If not, and they go well with other plants, it could be anywhere. So yeah, it'll be in the farm island somewhere though. Okay, here's the thing. Mine's not showing any lag, so I would think that the lag would be on your end. Although, I mean, I didn't check directly when, but I'm pretty sure that maybe the lag you're experiencing is not on my end this time. I don't know. Okay, so we looked at the farm. We added a few farms for the farm island. Nothing too major. Was this rotated? Must have been rotated a little bit. Interesting. That's cool. I don't know how that happened. What else? Maybe there's some barracks here. Let's put some barracks on these islands because you never know when the monsters will attack. Gotta keep an eye on them. Gotta protect our crops, especially since this is a hotspot for the monsters trying to come over. Gotta be prepared. Alright. Got the barracks. That way they can't just go, whoop. What, is there lag? What if you added a small village on the farm island, even though that kills the whole concept of the farm island? Well, we do have a town. I don't know if this is what you're saying, if you're saying like another like village down here or something. But we do have a town up here, and this is like the main capital, for example, of the farm island. So there's a lot of people living here, and like every weekend, or like, actually I don't think it was every weekend. I think it was more of like, you know, 3 times a year maybe, they would have this huge festival and like a huge trading market where they just get a bunch of crops. I feel like we should increase the time, like maybe like once a month they have this thing for each like month of harvest or whatever. And so they get a lot of activity because each of the islands and suppliers and stuff, they come here to buy wholesale and they get good prices. And so they're, yeah, it's just a very big event, and there's a lot of people participating in that. So it gets super busy right around here. So there is a big like town city kind of thing over here. But other than that, it's pretty much just like local farmer fields and stuff like that. So, okay. So, yeah, did you want another town? I mean, we can add another town somewhere if you want one. But I don't know if it's like, okay. Yeah, I think for the most part, if you didn't think that there was a town there, then there is. So okay, what else? Normal island. Here's the thing, Tree Island and Normal Island, I feel like we're gonna have to change some of these biomes and stuff around a little bit just to make there be more variety, because right now it's pretty basic, right? Like we don't have any like I mean, we have a few unique biomes, right? But I feel like there should be a little bit more. So in the future, when we're thinking about that and we're like, all right, where do we want Luna and Nico to visit? Then we will add those in. But as of right now, I think it's fine. Like there's a few different ones in here, and then we can see like, okay, so there are some unique biomes here. Yeah. The normal island is feeling kind of bad right now, isn't it? Because I mean, we could call it like the Glove Island or the Claw Island if we wanted to, but it's got to be the normal island. Everyone makes fun of the normal island for being so normal, even though it's got like interesting stuff on it. One of the only islands with a volcano on it. Got canyons on it. It's got as much variety, well, more variety than the Research Island. But it's still got like some of the cool features as the Research Island does. Like, it has the canyons and it has the volcano, the mountains. It's got a lot of stuff here. So looks like a glove. Yeah, yeah. Needs a giant cow. Interesting. Yeah, research is a very specific island. They don't do, you don't really go there to live. You go there you go there for a purpose. Once you've completed that purpose, you don't stay there any longer. It's a very interesting environment. Okay. So, Tree Island, this is the one that we just finished, right? Like, this is the most recent one that we finished. Yeah. I don't know. Is there anything else that people need to, that we need to look at? Like, Mountain Island, I think is fine. Spiral Island definitely needs some work. I don't know what we're doing with this one, but I think for now, it's fine. Don't say there's much there because you join them or you're their next test subject. Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't think they'll be that bad. They're not like trying to experiment on people, probably. Yeah, Spiral Island looks a little, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of bare. I don't know what's going on here. I feel like it needs a better concept because I don't exactly know what the plan is for this one. Like, I sort of have an idea of what it should look like, but I just don't know how to execute it like this, so we'll see. I think for now, though, at least what I have in my head is like a lot of rocks. It's very rocky, and I think it'd be cool if this was not all even, like if it started up high and then it, like, as the spiral went down or like got bigger, like it shrunk a little bit. So I don't know. So I imagine there being a lot of houses, like being like as you go up or down, the houses look taller and or like are higher and shorter and stuff like that. So like you could look up or look somewhere and then it would just be like a bunch of houses up above and it'd be like, whoa, that's pretty big and it's very rocky and stuff like that. That's sort of what I imagine, but I don't know how to illustrate that here. So that's sort of why it looks the way it looks. I don't know. Many stairs. Yes. I don't know which way you would want to do it. If you would want this at the bottom and then as you go, the elevation gets higher. Or if you want this to be the peak elevation and then as you go, it just goes down and down and down and down. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one we would want to do. But either one I think works. It'd be kind of cool if this was like the highest point because there's like an arena here and a temple. So you gotta like climb to the arena and it gets smaller, so yeah. Alright. Does anyone else have anything to comment on, or Cave Island. I like the look of the Cave Island. I'm actually quite happy with the look of the clouds too. Each time I look at the clouds, I'm like, dang, those are some nice looking clouds. But I think, as far as right now, I think we got everything good. We illustrated that there's like a small little town up here, living in the only place that they can live pretty much on the Cave Island, except for like underneath and on the clouds. We can't really illustrate the underground part of the Cave Island, which is unfortunate, but we just know that there's underground like towns. You don't really see the clouds. Thought they would cover more. Well, the clouds are more in the center, I think. They are... I don't think they cover the entire island. They just cover the center. The clouds are actually quite big. Because here's the thing with the clouds. The clouds are in the center, and the crystals are poking through the clouds, right? So here's a cloud layer, here's the crystal, right? So the crystals are poking through the clouds. And I believe, I don't remember exactly what the story was behind it, but to the effect of the clouds rain like acid because of the crystals. So the crystals are sort of like making the clouds become acidy. And so when the clouds rain, it infects the ground. And so the ground in the middle here especially is very toxic. But since there's no clouds over here, the toxicity sort of like spreads a little bit, but there comes a point to where it's just like, it's not affected, right? So then there's this like transition period, and then out here, you've got like the non-toxic land or whatever. I don't know why it's blue. It just matches better. And then over here, there's a transition. Blue probably is either like a different biome, or it just symbolizes something different. And we're cutting out again. Fantastic. Why are we... We back? I don't know why OBS does this. I'm sorry, guys. Where did they get water from again? Okay, so they have a few different ways. One, they have like water creation users, which means that they can people can just create water. There are just like a lot of water pools that come there from like rain and stuff like that. And I think, are those two the biggest ways? There's a lot more like water pools than you expect. It doesn't look like there's a lot of water here because these are like huge lakes. There's a lot of like little tiny lakes that are gonna be like right here, but they're just like too small to illustrate. So once we start working on the King's Island, you will see that we will add a lot more like little lakes and stuff like that. So there's gonna be a lot more water just spread out. So yes. Because keep in mind, these are floating islands. So this water here is actually like way below the islands. Here's the water, here's the island. They're floating. So. Anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about with the cave island, but it probably wasn't that important. You're fine with a pretty toxic lake? Yeah, the caves, like this is like a toxic lake, and there's gonna be more. Probably. But yeah, the cave island, you definitely don't want to live here. I mean, you can live on top of the clouds, that's fine. And then you can live over here in this small little settlement. But that's about it. If you get too close here, you're gonna be toxicified, maybe. If you allow water to come from the ground from underneath and fall off, you don't have to worry about water. So it's like a reverse waterfall. I don't know how that would work though. That's the only issue. Like, how would you explain that? I suppose, like, if you just have, like, reverse waterfalls, and that's just sort of, like, a thing that happens, because, like, maybe the water's infused with volatile or something like that, then maybe you could explain it. It'd just be a little weird. Magic. Maybe some special gems that attract water. Yeah, the only other thing I could think of maybe is, like water, or, like, volatile infused water or something like that, where little volatile molecules get, like, concentrated in one area for whatever reason, and that pushes the water up. I don't know, something. Same with the purple ones make things float. This one attracts water. Oh, okay. So, like, the islands, they just have, like... Interesting. We'll have to think about that. Yeah, we will have to, Okay. I like that idea. Let's talk about that. Mr. Fruit's not here today, so let's talk about that again when they are here. This lake looks lonely. Yeah. It's a little sad. But don't worry, there's more. There's more. Okay, anything else that we need to talk about? Any questions? Excuse me. There's a toxic fisherman on it, so it's okay. He likes the mutant fish that you find there. Sells them for big prices. Green paint isn't here either. Yeah, I know. We're missing some of the people here. It's fine. We're not doing anything too important. Yeah. Maybe there's a fisherman who catches the mutant fish, takes them to the market, and then sells them for, like, a high price. That could be interesting. Get your rare fish here. Alright. Pastel Island. He's pretty good. We might need to add some more biomes here, but I think for now we could tell, like, they're all pastel-y colors. That's sort of the idea from it. But yeah. You wanted to add another toxic lake? Okay, we can add another big one. We can add a bigger one somewhere. Can't really add one here because clouds would be covering it, but we can add one, like, over here. Maybe, like, how about that? Now we got a lake on each side. Now we can cover it, or color it. Maybe. Oh, that's what that does. Oh, here it is. Here's the color. Then we got the purple toxic lake. There we go. How's that? Yeah. Should we make there be a little... Should we make the water toxic over here, too? A little bit. The toxic waste. Actually, no, no, never mind. Forgot that we have floating islands. That would not work. Oh no, I've reached my undo limit. Shoot. I had to do this for the other one, but now I forget the color palette. It was something like this. Great, now I gotta figure out the right color. Okay, that looks good. Well, maybe a little. Alright, there we go. Yay, all fixed. More lag? Hopefully not. When they can't get the good water, in case you make the water related to gems. Yeah. I don't know. Well, yeah, definitely remember that, because I definitely want to talk about that more. I know, guys. I forgot, but I remembered. Relax. Relax. We're all good. We are all good. Be good. Wish there was a little bit more undos. That'd be nice. Okay. How we feeling? We feeling good? Anything else? As well as the idea with mermaids in the underwater. We could tame them. Or they should own Ilaria. I definitely want to have mermaids. And I want Luna and Nico to travel under the water. That sounds really cool. Definitely want to do that. And since Luna is a water type, she could, she's a water manipulation user, right? So she could essentially, if she was like powerful enough, create air bubbles by pushing the water away from their face, right? So then they could travel underwater and it would be cool. Definitely want to see that. I want to have an underwater episode and where they meet mermaids and stuff like that. It could be very interesting. So definitely want to do that. Oh, the idea, not that much. Yeah, probably not tame the mermaids, because I would assume that they have their own society there. Oh yeah, fair point. An air user would work like that. Yeah, because the water. Well, there is oxygen in water, right? So could you, if you are a water manipulator, could you take out the hydrogen? I don't know. I feel like this is diving into magic system territory, but we're not ready for the magic system yet. So yeah, I don't know. Like, not as many mermaids, or else the entire down surface from under. Yeah, no, there wouldn't be that many mermaids. Okay, it would just be like a few towns. So it wouldn't be overwhelming. Okay, here's the thing. I'm not ready for the magic system. We need to be, when we finally figure out the magic system, we need to be ready to spend a lot of time on it. And right now, I do not have that time. I'm too busy right now. So I definitely cannot do that right now. So yeah, eventually though, we need to do that. But we are finishing the magic system. I took a look at the development timeline again, and that comes like stage 3. We're on stage 2, world building, and that, like, finishing the magic system is stage 3. So we still got some time. Don't worry about it. We're doing world building right now. World building is very chill. We don't have too much going on. So yeah, I think we're over halfway done with world building though, so we're doing pretty good. I think we are on track. I think by the end of this year, our goal should be to have an idea down for like the first few episodes. Honestly, we could do the first few episodes like right now if we wanted to, because it doesn't involve too much magic. It's mostly just setting up characters. So we don't, yeah, we could essentially just do first few episodes or comics or whatever we were doing like right now. But, you know, I'd rather get everything ready and then just do all the episodes instead of, you know, doing some episodes and then not knowing what we're doing. So, yeah, but in theory, we are a lot further ahead than some might think. At least as far as getting a first few episodes done. So that's just sort of the idea behind that, or the plan, maybe is the better word. Okay. Are we ready to start the King's Island? Do we have anything else we need to do here? This is your last chance. Otherwise, I'm moving on to the King's Island. Any last words? King's Island. Was that a yeah to you have last words, or a yeah to let's move on? I. We need an I. Wonder if they have an I symbol. Do they have an I symbol? We can check. I. They do not. Too bad. Alright, well, I'm going to assume that we are ready to move on. So, I'm going to pull up that. Although, let me see if there's undo limit. We're gonna make the undo limit 50. Because 20 as an undo limit is not enough. Alright, open recent. Map of the King's Island. Oh, okay, good. Good. Alright. Boom! Take a look at this. I went ahead and enlarged the King's Island and it created some weird things. But it's fine. We'll have to go in and fix it. For the most part, it saved a lot of the things, which is good. I cannot scale. I could not scale these up, which I mean is fine because we don't really need them. But yeah, this was the size of it before. This is the new size, and now we can do a lot more detail, and it's very nice. Although this is bugging me, and I don't know what is going on over here, so we're gonna fix this. Oh, there's a lake here. What is this lake a part of, though? I feel like we need a reference. All right, here, just a second. Okay, let me do a few things first. I'm going to go back to the Ilaria. I'm going to export the final map. Then I'm going to take a screenshot of the King's Island. Yeah, the King's Island. So that way we can have a reference. And then I'm going to import it. And then, alright, open recent, King's Island. Then we'll be good to go. Oh, actually, you know what? That island's probably a part, or that lake is probably a part of the farm island. That's probably what that lake's from. Now that I think about it. Anyway. Overlay? trace image? I don't know if it's a trace image necessarily. But we'll see. A gorgeous elephant creature that produces water from its nose. Yeah, but I mean, that's interesting. Although I don't know how they get the water. I don't think I did this right. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't know. Either way, it works. Okay. I think we're good. All right, here we are. We're back. We're back again. So this lake right here, pretty sure that's a part of another island that just the lakes didn't get deleted or something. And we got this weird stuff going on, and it makes me a little sad. You know, I'll just redraw these. Oh, there wasn't even supposed to be one here. Ha! Nice. There we go. That's sort of okay. That's fine. This is not supposed to be here. What else? This is fine. This is fine. I don't think there's anything else that's weird. Alright. Good. Very good, very good. Alright. So, wait, what? What map? Wait, you saw those map suggestions in the Discord? Oh, right now he's using this pro. Oh, are you talking about those, like the other ideas? Yeah. I think I saw those too. Yeah, no, I like this program though. It gives me the most freedom, I think, with making a map the way I want it to be. So that's why I use it. Okay, so here's the deal with this. Luna and Nico, or well, Luna, I should say, lives right around here somewhere. Lake lives up here in the mountain. The school is like right over here or something. But obviously, this is not to scale. Like, even this, like, the little house would, like, be tiny here. Because everything is still super huge. So, I don't know what the best course of action here is, because... Because what we could do... Maybe it's better just to do this. Is just do essentially what we did with this one, right? And just do a very rough outline, but it's a way more accurate one. So for example, let me just do a quick example of what we could do. So we could say this. Boom. We got our town here. But what we do is maybe we say, I don't know if we, I thought I had something like that, but I don't know. Maybe this, for example. We have like something like that, right? Or what's one that like looks like a symbol or a star or something? Maybe something like this. This symbolizes a town or something, for example, right? And so we just have this on each of the towns. And then what we do is we zoom in even further and just blow it up even further, and then do a house by house rendition of a town. Right. Because even then, I don't know what the scale is necessarily here, but I would assume that a house would be quite small. Like, I can't even go as small as I want to go. Like, this is still too big, I think, for a house. That's like way too big, actually. Okay, I can't do that. But what I can do, I would think a house would have to be like, wait, what? Maybe something like this. Like, this is how big I imagine the house being. This tiny little house. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but that's what I imagine. And you can have those scattered about. So obviously there's quite the big difference between this size and this size. Yeah. Quite small. That's the scale I imagine. Interesting. I suppose we could do something like this too. Although I don't know. I've never used this. Oh, okay. So just create something like this. So yeah, I don't know if that's accurate at all or not, but we have options. But either way, still super small. And you can see what I mean now by this being like a huge lake, right? Right. I don't want to make each house, which is why I think we should stick to something more like this and then say, all right, there's a town here. But then you could also say, well, that's essentially just the exact same thing that we did over here. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Because okay. No matter what, we still are going to have to zoom in and create like Luna's town separate from everything else, because that's important, I think. But we could go into more detail here. I don't know. I don't know what would the difference be between this and this. I don't know. Everything's just still too small. I'm gonna take a screenshot of this real quick though. Icons. So you're thinking we essentially get rid of those, and then we just mark each town. Is that what I am hearing? Maybe we've got... We got triangles for towns. Okay, I'm actually gonna delete all this stuff though. Goodbye. Oh wait, ooh, what we could do. Actually here, let's do some of the lakes. Let's do some of the lakes. Let's do that first. Let's do that before we do these. We can definitely do that. Okay. Because there should definitely be... That might be a little too wide, actually. Let's use this for scale. That's good, I think. All right, so I'm thinking we had some more rivers and stuff. All right, we got some like creeks. Luna's got some creeks going through here. Comes out of the river. Maybe you can follow a creek through the winding path over here. Maybe it goes up to here. We got this big winding one. It connects up to this little pond over here. So then maybe if you want to go through here, and you don't want to get lost in the forest or whatever, you can follow the path of the lake. And then I would say that there should be some rivers going through the town, because obviously there should be. Should be a few, right? We've got one over here. And the capital, or the castle's like right around here. So maybe the castle's like right here. Right around here. And then it's right next to the lake, the pond. And then maybe this lake sort of splits off. And goes up into here. I suppose it would probably be this one. It comes from here, maybe? something. I don't know. One of those. And we got another one. This can be a standalone pond. Then we do also need other, like, ponds. Just scattered around through here, right? I would think so. This is pretty much all city. So there should be a few ponds in the city. A few. Definitely be more in the countryside, right? Maybe. Okay. So we can see there's a lot more water now. There's water that goes pretty much throughout the entire town for the most part. Oh, then we should definitely add maybe like a lake or two. Up here, there's gonna be an arena. Alright. Still feel like maybe there should be a little bit more. Okay. Got a couple, like, creeks. Look so small, I know. We enlarged them. Now we have enhanced it, and now we can see more detail. Let's actually add a few more. Okay. I don't know. I'm happy with that. Does anyone have any objections to that? To me, that's a good start. What am I making? I'm making a map for Page Turner, the King's Island. Title ought to have not Miraculous. Yeah, probably. That's probably a good idea. That would definitely help. Maybe we put like a little, Ooh, I kind of like that. That's kind of spicy. Yes, alright. Let's add like one more lake over here. Nah. Not a fan of that one. Okay. Okay. Make a river that's connected to an island and it's a subway thingy. I don't know if I know what you mean. So are those rivers running through the town? Yes. This is like a big town of lots of houses, lots of buildings. I don't know how I want to do that though, because but the castle can actually be to scale. Like, oh, like transportation rivers? I mean, they can take a boat on these rivers, I would assume. I would assume they're maybe a bit big enough. Like, I think these rivers are like maybe the width of a house. So you could definitely take like a boat or something. So that's definitely good. Alright. I should really take a look at some example maps of like country specific example maps. I don't know, because you can't really say like island. Well, maybe you could, but I don't know. Island, our island is a lot different from an island that like most maps I think would look. So it's gonna be a little weird. So what? Oh, we use this. All right, so this can actually be to scale a little bit. I mean, there's houses attached to it which will not be to scale, but I would say that this is relatively close to scale. Maybe instead we can just do something like this. Here's the castle. I think that's a pretty good scale. Right? Because at the size of a house, like, you would assume that the castle's pretty big, right? So I'd say, like, the castle itself maybe isn't that big, but especially like the guard around it, like there's gonna be like fencing and walls and stuff like that. So I could see that being quite big. So I'd say this is a pretty good scale. Which really makes you see how big the town is. It's a big city. It's a lot of people. Okay, everything else not really gonna be to scale. So we could do symbols, we could do let's see here. I don't really like those symbols though. Those are plain symbols. I want like unique symbols. See, this is what this is this is like a sample grid taken off of a website. I don't remember what the title of the website, but like each of these blocks represents a building. So I think what we'll likely do is when we're ready to like this is actually a pretty good scale. So what we could do, actually this is pretty big. Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe that. So what I'll probably do is I'll go on this website and I'll generate some of these things, and then this would be a representation of each of the houses. So you can see like, oh, there's a house here, and there's another house here, another house here. And then what we would do, once we enlarge the city. What is this? Fairy lights? Interesting. We would just take our good-looking houses, assuming we're making like an overhead, for example, and then we would say, all right, so there's a house. Let's use this one for example here. Obviously, this isn't to scale. Let me just blow this up. Actually, that'll be easier that way. To explain. See if this is. I'll just put it over here for now. This is our house. I did that backwards, but you know, it is what it is. You have a town. Let's say that's quite a small town, actually. Let's just say that this block right here. So then you would just fill in each of these blocks with a house, and then that's an easy way to generate a town. Is have a computer do it for you. Then you don't have to do all the hard work. Except instead of making them into symbols like this, I will just do an overlay, like with what I did this. So that'll be when we're ready to like enlarge a specific town. And once we're ready to do that, these are not ideal. I'm not the biggest fan of these, but you can see like there's like a river here. So like you can plan for the river in the middle of the town and things like that. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You got a lot you can do with this website. So when we're ready for that, we will definitely use that to make individual towns. Oh, here's some good symbols. I'm still lost on what I want to do though, because what, you don't like how this is going, Ralunix? You don't like it? What's wrong? Interesting. Oh, these are some good symbols too. Oh, like yeah, something like this. Look at this. Yeah, something like this. So, for example, if this was the castle, you got each of these little blocks, and that's a house. And then you just do this a bunch of times, and then you have a bunch of these things, and then you've got your city. That's how deep this will go, from making islands to each one, to each town, to each street. Okay. We don't really need to do that for the town necessarily. Maybe just like the area right around the castle, right? So it's not that big of a deal for the castle. It'll just be like this. Like this is the only thing we need to do. Anything bigger than this, we don't really need to focus on because it's not that important. And then we'll do Luna's town. That's pretty much it. Those are like the two main cities we're gonna do. Other than that, we don't really need to do anything. Any other symbols? Those are not bad either. Okay. What if we use some of these? Although these are like... No, those are too specific. I say... we go back to these. For now. And we just, do. Just go with something like this. Maybe not. Is that too much? But then why make all the other places? Well, we need... Here's the thing. When we need to prioritize the places that Luna and Nico are going to be the most. Those places are Luna's town. I would assume right around the castle towards the end when they're actually going and confronting and they're having their battles, right? They're going to be training here at the Knights, so we're probably going to have to make a map here. And then eventually, you know, they're going to have their own little quests going to their, like, little areas. So if there are a few episodes of, like, they're in a town, then we're going to have to do that specific town, right? But we don't need to do every single town on every single island, right? We only need to focus on the parts where they're going to be at. So it's not... I don't think it's not as bad as you might think. This whole area is supposed to be town. Maybe what if we try a region? This could actually work. This could work. What if we go like this and we say this is the town, or this is the city, this is the big city. Okay, this might work out pretty well, actually, because then we don't have to do all the symbols, and we can still get an idea of what it looks like. So we got a big city. Lots of people here. It thins as you go farther and farther out. Got a population of maybe... How many people could you fit in this area? This is a pretty big area. I would assume you've probably got a population between like 50,000 to 100,000, maybe. That might be a good estimate. And then you've got smaller towns for example, you've got Luna's little town over here. And then you've got other towns. There's a town right there. Town here. Although, I will say, I wish they... Let me make these a little bit better. Let me make these more interesting. Town line here. Decrease the smoothing on that a lot. Okay. Yeah. So we're just sort of like planning out, I guess. I don't know, because we don't really have a list of towns or anything. So we're just sort of like going... We're just sort of seeing how this goes. I'm thinking we have a few neighboring towns. This would mean that Luna and Nico have to go to a different town to get to school. Like if Luna lives like right here, for example, or like right here or whatever, she would have to travel. I don't know how long, like how big of a distance this would be. But she would have to go into the next town to go to school. Got a little bit of a bigger town, but there's a lot of countryside here. Got another town there. Are we liking the way that this is going? Is this too many different towns? I don't know, I'm just sort of experimenting here. I have no real plan in mind. It's a little crowded, yeah. I'm just trying to think of like a real life example, because at least here in the United States we break it down quite a lot, and we have like a lot of different sub areas. So like any particular state would sort of like look very similar to this. Like you'll have different districts that are broken up exactly like this. So that's sort of what I was basing it off of. I don't know if this is how they would actually be in Ilaria, but you would just have, this is a district, this is a district, and each district would have like a little mayor of the town, for example. And so since Luna lives in this district, she would have a mayor, and then she would have to go to school in this district. So, I don't know. You don't have those straight lines? Yeah. Well, I like to keep things organized. I would think the king would be like, alright, let's have an organized structure. Let's not make it all weird. Although I think realistically they would probably try to incorporate, like they would draw a line like right here for the river. Like this would be maybe a district or something. I don't know. Just trying to zone districts here. And then we can have our little towns inside here. Just to give us an idea. I don't know. If we don't end up liking it, we don't have to go with it, but no. Dang it. I don't know what I just did. No! No! I'm deleting everything! Shoot. What is this? Well, that's cool, but how do I delete? Alright, there we go. Well, fantastic. Was this all one big district? I don't remember. No. I don't think this was all one big district. Pretty sure it was broken up into two. We'll go realistic. We'll make this one next to make this one the river edge. There we go. Now it's lined up against the river. Alright. Something like that, maybe. Am I drawing the states? I'm drawing the districts of the King's Island. At least down here, the small little towns of this area. And then up into the mountains, I don't really care what goes on in the mountains. Because the mountains are the... What is going on? What? Huh? Okay, I don't know what just happened there, but... I get pretty intricate with these. There we go. What happened here? Oh, there's two. How'd there be... I don't know. Alright, Raw Linux, have a great night. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea if this is what we want to do as far as the towns. Because I don't know how many towns we want here either. Because I would assume that we have, you know, towns here. Like some buildings here. I don't know. I guess it just depends on how big we want everything to be. I don't know how big we want the scale to be. Because, for example, if we make each house not as small as I had said over here, and we make the houses a little bit bigger, then it's going to be a bit better. As far as it's going to be a bit easier to see what we're doing. Like, for example, if the houses are actually this size, which they are not that big. Like, if the houses are this size, like these are too big for the scale that I made everything. I don't feel like you should be able to fit 3. Or maybe that's fine. That might be fine, actually. But if this is the actual scale of the houses, then we're not going to be able to fit nearly as many people here. I don't know how many people we would be able to fit in here, but it would not be nearly this many. So, I don't know. Like, this is not a very big lake, then. Good questions. I don't... You want to try making a very simple version of this with just symbols. Yeah, that's a good idea. Either way, though, I feel like we can keep each of the districts, right? Because each of the towns... Or if we wanted to sort of make this all one big district, and so there was one mayor. I don't know. Oh, here's a good size comparison. If each of these barrels or a house, maybe a barrel is the size of a house. Might be even a little too big still, but I don't know. This is very hard, very complicated. Depends on how many people we want in each town and things like that. And I don't know what we want for that. That's a good question that I do not know the answer to. Either way, though, these districts might be a good way for us to get a general idea as to, like, where each town is, though. Like, we got a big city here. And if we just keep zoning districts... then we can have another one, another big one. What if we can make multiple maps for specific uses? Like this one's only for outlining the districts or something. Yeah, I don't know. Like that's typically what you would do. Like there are multiple different kinds of maps for different uses. And a district map is definitely one of those kinds. But I just don't know if we necessarily need a map like that. I'm just trying to think of like this scale of map. What would best fit this scale of map? So you're thinking only a very simple map? Yeah. I don't know. Because, I mean, we can put, like, a little symbol here that like, represents a town, right? But then you could just say, like, each one of these districts has one town in them, right? And it's like, yeah, we could narrow it down even further if we wanted to by putting a symbol here. But what exactly are we trying to represent here? Like, is it telling us the scale? I don't know. I'll just finish with this, and then Mr. Fruit can check it eventually, and then see what they think. They have a different opinion. Okay. That's fine. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Because I think really need to look at example maps. I think that is a good idea. Maybe that's a good idea. All right, let me pull up some example maps. See if I can get something good here. Say some example maps, because I don't know if there's... Okay. So, for example... Maybe that's not a good example. I don't know. Let's see here. This is a very zoomed in map. I need like a town or a city map. This is sort of like what we're doing right now. This is a single island. So this one, they were very specific. This is... I guess this is sort of also just like what we're doing right now. So it looks like they use symbols, and they have words, and then they have like some trees and stuff like that. And then they also say 1 hex equals 6 miles, which sort of says like how long it takes to get places. Okay. Got the rivers, they got the pathways, the mountain range. Okay, so they don't really, typically, when people are doing a map of this scale, they typically don't put in, like, houses and stuff. They just have, like, a single, like, icon or something. And then this is what we sort of did, like, previously with an entire world. You got the different islands here. You know, we drew out some of the different biomes and stuff like that. So that's sort of what we did, which is good. I mean, obviously, we went a little further with ours and added some houses and stuff. And then this is sort of what we would do, or maybe this one is better. This is what we'll do when we are like when we zoom in on Luna's town, for example. This is sort of what I'm thinking. Is we will have each house planned out, and we will know where people live in Luna's town, things like that. So I think that's the plan. Okay. So that I guess there's not really districts. We don't really need the districts then. I think what we need then, because it just, we need a scale. We need to know what the scale of our map is, and I don't know what that should be, because we haven't really. I don't know. Yeah. How many towns and things there are? Yeah, I was sort of thinking the same thing, because, like, we could have a lot of different towns here. We need to decide how many people we want. Because this is a big area for one town. That's the issue I'm having right now. Like, typically a town, or like a big dense city, would maybe be around this size, considering the scale of like one house being like right here. Maybe? It's probably be a bit bigger. It'd probably be bigger than that. It'd maybe be like this. If we were to cut this like here, with one house being like a little pixel or something. I don't know. But either way, this scale is pretty, like, this is a pretty big area for a town. So I don't know. And possibly names. Yeah, I think there are, like, generators that we can find online for, like, just generating, like, simple names that, if we don't really care about the names, right? And I think there's also, I'll have to do some research, but there could be, like, a program that generates, like, a list of people, too, in a town. Like, we could have a whole town generator if we wanted to go crazy and know every single person's name in the town. Don't necessarily think we need to do that, but it's an option if we want to, I guess. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what we want to do for this, because there's a lot of different options. Because, I mean, we could just simply say... I think I'm going to get rid of these. We can always redraw them later. It's not that big of a deal. We could just say, like, let me find a symbol for, like, a town. Are there dragons? Yes, there are dragons. Let's find a good symbol for, like, a town. Maybe something like this. Whoops. Boom. And then this would be like Luna's town, which is Brynor, right? How do you spell Brynor? I know for a fact that this is wrong. Anyone know how to spell, how'd you spell Brynor? Wait, whoops. B-R-Y-N-N-O-R-E? I feel like there were two Y's, but I don't know. I don't remember how to spell it. Okay, if it's wrong, we can change it later. But anyway, we can just do something simple like this, and then it's like, alright, we get the idea that there's Brynor here. And then we could go in, and for, like, each of the towns, let's say there was one, like, maybe over here. Like, well, there's another town here. Another town over here. And then you have major towns. And then obviously, like, this one would be a major, like, capital area over here. There could be one over here. Could be a few around here. You know. But depending on the scale, we need to either add more or have less. I just don't know what that scale is at this point. Because, yeah, I don't know. Guess we do need Mr. Fruit's opinion on this one. Oh, what are these? These are pretty cool. I wonder what this is. Let's just put the sun in here. Seems like a fantastic idea. See if we can imitate. Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, I suppose that works. Got our capital. Did we ever name the capital? I don't know if we ever named the capital. Yeah, it's fine. I don't really know what we're doing at this point, because I feel like we need to sort of get Mr. Fruit's like thoughts in here as well, and then we can start deciding what we want. Here's our homework for the Discord people, though. I think at some point this week, well, I mean, there's no stream next week, so at some point within the next 2 weeks, come up with a list of like how many towns we want in some of those names, so that way we have that ready to go, and then next stream we can just sort of like input those names and stuff like that. The royal family's name? We came up with a name for the king, right? I don't remember though. We always call the king the king. But yeah. I just don't know how big the city area should be. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really made like maps before like this, so I'm learning this with you guys. Valari? Oh, is that what we named the king? Valari? Wait, so what are we doing in the Discord? So in the Discord, I want like a list of towns, essentially. Town names. So that way we can just like input these when we're ready, right? So that way we don't have to waste any time like generating names or anything. So just come up with some good names. And then also it helped like to brainstorm like how many towns we want per island and like that. And what the population should be. Cause I don't know. Oh no. We are having issues. Thank you, OBS. I appreciate it. Yes, OBS, thank you for coming back online. Why do you do this? I don't understand. Anyway. Yeah, create, I don't know when I cut out. But create a list of town names and then like how many towns. Just brainstorm in general, like how big of an area we want. I will export this map so that way we can that way you can like make notes and stuff on it, which I definitely want to see some of that, like, you know, notes of like how many like draw out maybe like a district and say like how many houses are in this like district or something like that. God dang it. Why are you doing this? Why are you having issues again? Stop. I don't know. I don't know why this is doing that. We can at least add mountains. Let's add mountains real quick. And then we'll call it a day. OBS does not want to work ever, I guess. Were these the same mountains that we used? Yeah, I think they were. Okay, but you definitely are kind of limited in the size. There we go. Now we have some mountains. Now we at least accomplished something. Yeah, naming is always a fun thing. But okay, look. Since we need so many different towns, then it's all good because there shouldn't be any issues. Everyone can come up with a name as long as the name is like a good name and not like a bad name, you know? Name that makes sense. Why? All right. It's like 8 minutes early, but I'm just gonna end this stream. Do we have anything else we need to go over? Because OBS is dying. I will export this map, put it into the Discord. People in the Discord take note. Code Mario, you might, I don't know how many other Discord people are here, but you can take the charge on this one and tell people to help come up with names, stuff like that, you know? And then hopefully we will be ready to go. Mr. Fruit can view this and give their thoughts on what they think we should do. OBS, please stop dying. All right, I'm just getting into here because yeah, OBS is being stupid and I don't know why. So yeah, all right. Well, thank you for joining me again. I'm sorry for so many issues and troubles and stuff like that. We weren't very productive this week, which I suppose makes up for last week when we were very productive. But we at least got some stuff done. So yeah, I will export these. And I will talk to you tomorrow if you watch Miraculous Monday. If you only do Page Turner, then I will see you not next Sunday. I'll see you in 2 Sundays probably. So yeah. Alrighty. I'll talk to you guys later.